Donna Hopkins, Pro Football Plus, out here as the Commanders get back on the winning track just before they go on the bye. Lake, this Commanders team came out running the ball, which is something that they hadn't done in 3 games of this lose streak that they were on. And they basically drove down the field from the beginning of the game and really established this game.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they came out and they ran the football, something that over that losing streak, got away from them. Ironically, when they were winning earlier in the season, they were effectively running the football, and it just opened up the offense for everyone to get involved, and it didn't put a lot of pressure on Jaden Daniels. So now you saw that today. Brian Robinson came out, had over 100 yards, was the catalyst from the very start, that opening drive. He had a touchdown run. And even Chris Rodriguez, who's been playing spot duty all throughout the season, he was in more of an integral role, and he had 96 yards today. So whenever you have your 2 running backs, pounding a defense like that, it's going to open up things for everyone. And you saw that. Terry McLaurin, another big day, 2 touchdown catches. Jaden Daniels, responsible for 4 touchdowns today. Those are the type of things that Cliff Kingsbury's offense was doing all throughout the season up until pretty much the last month.
Watching us, take that loss, it just sat with me. The rest of that night and all throughout the weekend. Like I told y'all about, if I made the progress that I needed to, get back on the field and be there for my team, that I was going to do that. And I just, thank the training staff and the coaches just for taking care of me and making sure that, I was doing everything I need to do to prepare myself. And that just shows, the work that I put in this week to get myself prepared.
What did you see that 3rd play from scrimmage on your touchdown? What did you see?
I mean, we ran the run. It was blocked perfectly. I read it, a little patience, and hit it and run. Found some great daylight. Just go put it in the end zone. I'm glad be able to show a little speed. Just go put it in the end zone for sure. I'm glad we was able to really just put it back out there and just show them the potential we have in our room and our running game is serious. If we really do it the right way and stay on people's necks for real. We have a serious run game, and we just got to believe.
For 3 straight, we had to get it back together. So Coach all week just preached that let's play by play, down by down. Let's go out there and show everybody who we are. Man, shout out to Abe. He keeps motivating me. Obviously I battled adversity throughout the week, but they did a great job of keeping my head up and making sure I know who I am.
Everybody played a big part in this win today.
Oh yeah, it did. We needed it. And I feel like both sides of the ball, even special teams, knew that we needed it. And I felt like, Coach did a great job of putting us in the right position.
Our backs did a great job of reading the double team blocks and everything like that. So, it was great. We owned the line of scrimmage for sure. Like, the little details even matter even more. So whether it's hanging on a double team block for another half a second and getting to your linebacker, those little things add up down the road. So just making sure we were detailed as much as possible.
Bobby Wagner talked about this team getting back, having fun. Could you talk a little bit about that and just how this team played with special teams, offense, and defense?
Yeah, just that comes with complementary football and working off one another in all 3 phases of the game. But also he's right, damn right, and whether you may not get an ultimate touchdown on a drive, but there's always pros to a lot of different stuff. Whether you're flipping the field or you're scoring a touchdown. Obviously, you want touchdowns always, right? But whether it be a field goal, flipping the field, making sure we're doing our job the best we can, and sometimes the ball doesn't go the way we go, but at the same time making sure we're executing at the highest level we can execute at.
Hey Brenda, talk about just this team, how fulfilling it is to just get back on the winning track, and what you all were able to set the tone in the beginning.
Yeah, games like these are really fun. The whole week our kind of focus was just getting back to how we played in the beginning, and now it just comes with how we played together. All 3 phases, being excited for each other out there. Every time any phase made a play, the whole team was excited, was hyped up. So that stuff's always fun, and just being able to go out there and play at a high level the whole game, being physical, being fast is great.
And just being able to run the ball with Brian Robinson back there pounding it, how fulfilling was that to just see? I guess that's an offensive lineman's dream, to see that running game be what it was today.
Yeah, him, and then shout out to the other two, man.
Yeah, Chris Rodriguez.
Yeah, the whole
and
group.
McNichols.
That's right. The whole group just running downhill, and that's what you like from your running back. You kind of create a lane that they be able to carry out 20, 30-yard runs out of that. Is something that you just dream for as an O-line. Definitely helps us out a lot in our job.
We just wanted it. We took, we had the 3 losses in a row. We had to look ourselves in the mirror and figure out what we had to do, and we figured it out. We got the ball out of Jaden's hands quick a little bit earlier, handed the ball off. I think Cliff did a good job calling the plays, and with us just going out there and executing each play, we got to go and roll.
What did you like most about what the offensive line did today?
We were able to run the ball. I mean, that's always fun, being able to just run any type of scheme, go out there and perform. Like I said, rely a lot on the running backs for their talent, receivers digging out players as a whole. Offense as a whole, all their jobs, and this helps us out a lot in our job.
Hey, fans, they were a scoring machine, but you talked about Chris Rodriguez, and to me, what he had to overcome being released, they signed him back, and he talked about Brian Robinson keeping his spirits up, keeping him focused, being that they were going to need him again because he knew this offense, and he came out, like you said, and really produced, gave Brian Robinson that needed rest because, he had did already the damage early on.
He did, yeah. I mean, and it's big for a guy like that, and it tells you just how well this team is being coached, because Chris Rodriguez has been on the practice squad, been on the roster, been back on the practice squad, got released to be put back on the practice squad. But it goes to show you, his number was called. They pulled him up, and I have a feeling he's permanently on the roster from here on out, because obviously Austin Eckler's going to be out for the year. So now, Austin Eckler's going to be out for 4 games at least. Pretty much the year. But so I think for Chris to be able to do what he did today, now it gives the offense another wrinkle to look at, because you have another sledgehammer who can still continue wear defense down. So Cliff Kingsbury's got a new toy now to play with.
Well, they talked about depth from the beginning. These coaches said that they needed depth, and this is one area that they proved it in this game today, in this win. But this offensive line did a tremendous job as far as blocking, run blocking, even protecting Jayden. And I told people earlier on this week that they need to allow Jayden to be Jayden, and they loosed him. Let him loose again today and then handcuff him. And then Cliff Kingsbury called an aggressive game in the first half. More so, they kind of like quieted down in the second half a little bit, even the defense. But just what we saw is what this team needs to do going forward as far as not being safe, being aggressive. And Bobby Wagner talked about this overall, getting back to having fun, and him talking to the team this past week as a leader was so key, because the team responded from that message, and it had to come from a veteran player and not from the coaches. But I think that was a key thing, what you saw today in that energy that we were missing in that Dallas game.
We understand where we were at. We let 3 games slip away. No one wants to go into the bye week losing, and so this was a good one to get a win. We can still build on some stuff, and we take some time to reassess where we at and make the necessary changes. I think we just need to have fun. I think as the expectations started to grow, we needed to get back to just having fun. This game, that's why we were playing so well. We were just having fun. We wasn't worried about what the outside was saying. So, there's going to be games where the outside appreciates us. There's going to be games where outsides think we're not playing that well. And as long as we focus on the people that's in here and, just having fun, everything take care of us.
Talk about just this team as how they responded today, coming back and finally getting back in the winning track. What you saw from the offense, defense, and even special teams, because everybody played a part today.
Yeah, you can see, it started from Bobby saying that on the Wednesday meeting, you know what I mean? And a lot of that's shown today on the field. So guys are just bought in and, just wanting to win. I feel like, guys went out there and had the plan and brought the plan to life. So, we just got to keep doing that. We're going to take this break and get our bodies right, our minds right, and have everybody healthy for this last stretch. And, this is going to be big for us.
Bobby talked about getting back to just having fun out there. How much fun was it out there being able to get back doing what you all know that you're capable of doing?
Man, it was really fun. We just keep the energy up. We talked about it, after, those back-to-back losses. We talked about our energy. So, every series, anybody making a play, we we celebrating with them and whatnot. So, Mikey getting the strips, fumble on that one, celebrate that, man. Those are all big things, and it kind of leads on to our offense and have them come on the field and score right away.
Talk about just the plays. You had created the turnover, and then you got the turnover.
Oh, yeah, just, we talk about finding different ways to create turnovers, whether, it's interceptions or second man in on tackles. So just something we work at, second man in, take a shot at the ball while, the other guys have them wrapped up. Fortunately, I was able to rip it out and, be the first one to recover it.
Bobby talked about this team getting back to just having fun. Just talk about just this team and what you were able to do overall as a team.
Yeah, like you just said, Bobby's saying just getting back to, the things that we were doing. Football is a fun game. Football is a game that, for the most of us who've been playing it since little kids, and, as a little kid, you don't think about anything other than having fun when you're out there on the field. So just being able to do it with a special group like this one, go out there, just, play fast and enjoy what we're doing and enjoying it together. That's one of the biggest things about it. To be able to, just get corrections, it's fun correcting wins, in my opinion. So just being able to get this win going into the bye week and then come back off, on a high note. But the challenge for us is how can we stay sharp? How can we stay disciplined throughout the bye? How can we make sure we come back in a better state, and just we have a long stretch.
This is a testament to our resilience. Just being able to fight back. We lost 3 games in a row, and we just look each other in the eyes. We're men at the end of the day. We look each other in the eyes, and we just got to go out there and compete. And that's what we did, and we were happy with the outcome.
What do you like about just what you saw from the offense, defense, and the special teams today? Although you had a couple of, field goals that were missed, but overall, what do you like about what you saw from this team overall?
Overall, I just like the teamwork, the chemistry. We played as one. We played complementary football, and I feel like that was the best thing throughout the week. Like, that's what we tried to focus on. I feel like the last 3 weeks before, we wasn't really playing as one, but this week we really set a goal to really accomplish that, and we went out there today and we did what we did.
Yeah, they were having fun, and Jaden even said it in the presser after the game that, it's contagious. When people are making plays and everybody feels like they're part of it, and you saw when Mikey Sanders still, caused the fumble, the offensive players were greeting him coming off the field. It was the same way around. When you have big plays, it wakes everyone up. It wakes up the crowd here. The crowd here was waiting for some big plays to happen. They hadn't seen it in maybe a month or so. Last week Terry had the big 86-yarder, but still, we're talking about where you're ahead and, you have a chance to put your foot on someone's neck, and they were doing that. I do think they got a little conservative in the third quarter.
Yes.
And gave Tennessee some points that probably they shouldn't have given them, and that's because they didn't run the football anymore. So I think with Cliff, he can even clean up some things. As good as this was, he still can do some things to keep this offense humming. And it's fitting because they have a bye. They have more than enough time now to get their bodies and minds right, and also for him to get a game plan ready for New Orleans.
Well, one good thing about this team is they responded from the offense, special teams, got a turnover as far as ons, forced one, and then Michael Sanders still, and what his play has become, being a rookie, that's what you want to see. And this is a needed break that this team need to, get a break after, 14 weeks to go back. And as Bobby Wagner said, there's still work to be corrected for this team in this home stretch. But overall, what did you like about what you saw from this team today?
I just like the competitiveness. This was the team that we saw, pretty much for most of the year up until the last month. And even in the games that they lost over the past month, the losing streak, they still were in those football games. Mm-hmm. So they never have been getting blown out or anything like that. They just weren't closing teams out. And I think for them to get back on a winning streak, as a former athlete, when we win games, that's all you remember. You don't remember the losses. You remember the wins. So for them, this is a big win for them to springboard them possibly, to a nice playoff run.
Well, all I can say is I am so happy about this win because it was a happy locker room that we hadn't seen in 3 weeks. Donna Hopkins out here at Northwest Stadium as the Commanders get back in the winning track as they take a break, bye week, a needed week. And we'll see them come, when they come back, the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, they're going to be in New Orleans against a team that, I think right now their record's 3-7 or 4-7. It's a football team that they should beat, but obviously you got to show up and you got to put in the work. And I think that this game today was a wake-up call for them to know that they can't take any team for granted. No one's that good in the NFL. I don't care who it is. If you take a team for granted, they're still professionals getting paid as well. So Washington, if they can come out and handle their business, they should be able to go into New Orleans and win.
Tell the fans, Lake, where they can keep up with you.
You can check me out on social media at Lake Lewis Jr., and you can subscribe to my podcast, The Lake Lewis Jr. Show. You can subscribe to it on YouTube, as well as all the other major audio carriers.
There you got it. The Commanders got back to what they did best, running the ball when they had that stretch of 7 wins. As, again, out here at Northwest Stadium, signing out with a W.
It's really cool, especially being on this team, to be able to do it wearing this jersey. Shout out to Fletch. I don't remember when I reached out to him, but I reached out to him a while ago, and he was gracious with his time. He answered every question that I had, and so to be wearing this jersey, knowing that he wore this jersey, and to be in the same building with him, right over there, and it's really cool. And I think, what he was able to accomplish over his career is really special, and I think is more than deserving of being in the Hall of Fame. And I feel like people should recognize his greatness. He is one of the reasons why I'm here. I'm grateful for his knowledge that he was able to share with me, and so it's cool to be in the same realm with him.